Hi, you guys. It's Juan Vargas here, coming to you from SEC. And I'm here today with you guys to do a little bit of an interview. We want to get to know Michael Stanco, our poet. So, Michael, I know you created a poem for us. So, if you guys know, we do a gala every year. And this year we have a theme called Pillars of Hope. And Michael decided to create a poem for us as well, which I hope we can present today. We can maybe find out a little bit more about what this poem, what comes from this poem, what happened, why'd you write it, and stuff. And and yeah, so Michael, do you want to introduce yourself first?
I'm Michael, and so my name's Michael, and I've been coming to SCC for a good number of years now, at least over 10, and I typically write all the poetry here as well. And it actually happened, but believe it or not, actually happened the reverse way around to that, which you said. Like, I've actually written the poem first, called it Pillars of Hope, and Chris decided she liked it and took the title for the theme to use for the gala, which I feel very happy on. I was able to provide that for her. And literally, I was just, me and Chris were brainstorming on the phone. She mentions this, like, either verse in the Bible or maybe something the saints said. I'm not sure, but something about how, so it's like, how it's said that, it is said that we have to be pilgrims of hope. So after we got off the cell phone, I explained to my, like, friend who over here who I'm writing the poem with. I said, all right, so now you know something? I know that Chris said pilgrims of hope, but in my head, I'm thinking, what? Pillars of Hope sounds super epic. Like that just screams like I want to be poem. I want to be poem. It just screams like a poem and a half right over there. So like a whole full body story. So I just wanted to write it, and that's how I was inspired to come up with it.
Yeah. I was reading your poem actually, and I think something that you emphasize a lot in the poem is you tend to share a lot of like, well, hope doesn't just come from nowhere. It comes from this stage in your life where you're in the dark, or maybe you're in the depths of death, and you're almost like, well, the pillar comes where when you actually recognize hope in your life, that you actually rise above the darkness. And so that's really interesting to point out. So I actually had another question. So I really wanted to know, uh, what was some other inspirations that you felt that came from this poem as well?
Well, just like the I would say the whole idea of trying to put hope back in the world in general, just really because, like, I mean, you know, uh, some people, depending on who you talk to, they'll say like the world, some things. I mean, people always think that America's the world, but whatever. I digress. But it's like, oh, the world feels so hopeless right now. Blah, this, that, is the other thing. So it's like, I I just really wanted to write a poem about hope. Obviously, as I've mentioned previously, I got some stuff going on in my life right now. I have like one or two annoying, somewhat chronic, I guess, physical and/or health issues. I was just thinking, or something like I just really need something happy and positive at the moment. So I figured, something. I've always loved writing poetry. I've always had the talent to write poetry. I figured I might as well do this. You know what I mean? It's like a perfect thing to do.
Yeah, especially since this year is the year of hope for a lot of us. And I think highlighting hope really would help a lot of people, which is great. So, Michael, I was actually wondering if you could actually share this poem with us. Would you be able to
Certainly.
read it for us?
Yeah, I would love to be able to read this for you guys. So yeah, this is called so this is called Pillars of Hope by me, or at the very least, it is the version that fits on the bookmark. So here we go. Pillars of Hope by Michael Stanco. So, pillars of hope stand high above your scope, even when it feels like you're at the end of your rope. You'll never climb them, they might say, but if you keep looking forward, there's always a way. Intimidating at first as they might seem, they're not at all impossible beams. Oops. A pillar at least you can climb. To put hope back in the world, it is now time. That though it might feel like a very slippery slope, you have an amazingly sturdy rope. It is not the end, but a new beginning. You should know now that you are winning. You're on the better end of the deal now, leaving despair behind in the dust to even ask how. Those who didn't believe in you are far behind you now. There's hope in your heart. Now you have a new start. Hope that the pain will go away. Hope that you can even live another day. Stay the course and you will not stray. You'll be exactly where you're meant to stay. Life's not as sour as it may seem. There's always a church with a great big steeple. There's always amazingly kind and friendly people. There's always hope to be had. Hope that will make even the darkest time of history glad. There's always hope somewhere out there. Hope that at least someone cares. Pillars of Hope. Thank you.
Oh,
So thank you, Michael, for sharing your poem with us today. And I hope that we'll get a chance again to sit down and talk more about some of your poems that you have coming up. So thank you guys again for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.